Hi everyone, I have been playing pure chess for the PS4, and I've been playing against the Wizard on level 8. I think it has an 800 ELO rating or whatever, and I just won a game, and I'm going to break down what my strategy was in beating them. So I'm going to save the replay here. Okay, one of the key things I've found in playing against computer on a hard level is that they are almost impossible to beat in tactical calculations. They're too good to do that. So in order to beat them, at least from what I've read and my experience has been, you have to figure out a way to overload a position, but it's got to be hidden. It can't be something that they can figure out in their tactical calculations in the short term. Okay, we're going to look at my first move. Nothing spectacular. What I'm looking to do essentially is to get these pieces out, get the king on this side, and overload this side right here because the computer likes to castle on this side a large percentage of the time, and I'm looking to figure out a way to overload this side, but it's got to be delayed because they'll at this rating they're good enough to pick it up at an early stage. So yeah, I'm just basically moving these pieces out and trying to set up a position. Obviously you got to have it defended somewhat because they can come in and blow up your position pretty quickly if you make some dumb moves, obviously. So we're just going to go ahead and go a couple moves forward. One other thing I think I found to watch out for is you can have one piece defend another piece. Maybe there's not a good example here, but one of the things you want to look at if you have a good chance of winning or taking apart position is okay, how many defenders does this piece have? How many defenders does this piece have, and so forth, and try to figure out ways to bring more pressure than those pieces can handle, or put them in difficult positions, and stuff like that. Okay, computer's going what we think, or what I thought they were going to go, and they're going to try to castle on this side, and then I'm hoping to overload at some point. I've castled at this side. It's kind of obvious there. Okay, now for the tricky part is figuring out a way to break this using pawns, knight, whatever is necessary, but try to bring more pressure than they can handle. And this, I don't like this knight move. It could mean a number of things attacking my position here, so that's something I got to watch out for. Okay, I put the pressure on them. They decided to go, this is a little bit tricky. I decided to go right there, and they are going to put pressure here. Okay, yep, that's the thing I was worried about with the knight. I'm going to have to move my queen because there's a lot of dangerous. What I don't want the computer doing is getting in this spot right here, and then putting a lot of pressure and taking apart my position that I'm trying to build. Because I essentially want to overload this, as I've stated a bunch of times, but I don't want. There's plenty of ways they can break it apart. So I decided to move this piece here to take that move out of the computer's selection, because if the computer gets the knight to right here, it puts a lot of pressure on me, and it takes away a lot of the strength of my position here. So hopefully I can get through this. Obviously putting pressure there. Computer decides to go this way. At some point when you have all this stuff, you may want to bring a sacrifice at so forth. I haven't done that yet. We'll just keep playing. Essentially, I gave up the knight there, but I gave up the knight in hopes that I can improve my position and put more pressure. Thursday puts a lot of pressure on the computer. And as expected, they take. What I'm going to do is I'm going to bring this up here, and I'm going to try to bring this rook over here, and hopefully get the queen involved and put more pressure than the computer can handle on the king and get the W here. So we bring the rook forward. Computer responds with the, this is actually a decent defensive move, but I still can bring the rook and queen and other stuff, and they don't have a lot of defenders here. So concept is overload. Okay, moving the queen. Yeah, it helps defend, but I've got more than they can bring. Now I've got 2 rooks. Okay. What I'm going to do is try to overload here. So we've got the queen coming again. Now you can tell they're trying to move as many pieces as possible. I've got the overload, so it's just a matter of not making any stupid moves and figuring out a way to get the checkmate here. There's just a simple move, moving the rook with the intention of bringing the queen and bringing more pressure than they can have. As you can see, the computer's trying to distract there. Okay, I've got the position I want there. There's a check. Okay, I can move out of the way. And there's another move, but it doesn't really help their defensive position. There's a check. Now they can't come in with a knight because they got more pressure than they can stop. Okay, king right there. Now this is a little bit tricky spot right here. What I decided to do is just do a simple check down there instead of bringing this rook forward, because I couldn't figure out a way to win in that position. Now I'm simply going to bring this rook forward, and this is where the computer pretty much breaks down, and it's kind of the game here. As you can see, that move doesn't really help them at all. So, okay, I capture that piece. That piece there. Now my position is even stronger. I can checkmate very, very quickly. So they move the knight there. I'm just going to recapture. There's a threatening move. Okay, I'm just going to take that knight. That knight wasn't doing a lot. Now I'm going to capture the queen. And as you can see, I've pretty much got this wrapped up here. Capture there, and then I'll finish with a checkmate of the queen right there, and that's pretty much the game right there. But, you can get into technical terms and blah, 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 blah. You're never going to, the computer, the higher level they get, you're never going to be able to out-tactical think them no matter how smart you are. The only real thing you can do in order to beat them, at least from my experience and from what I read, is you got to figure out ways to overload or bring more pressure than they can figure out. 3, 4, 5, 6 moves ahead, and if you can do that and build positions that are almost impossible to tactically to beat, you'll have a good chance. So I'm not sure if I explained this the best way, but whatever. I did win the game, and I did figure out a way to beat the position in the spot. Hopefully, this helps you out in terms of thinking. Yeah, this is against a decent level opponent. Thank you for watching.